Hello and welcome to another edition of the Ship Sports Report. I'm Bill Morgul. Today we're going to take another look at the Red Raider football team that's about to wrap its spring season. The team will hold its final practices on April 12th and 13th before conducting the annual Red-White game at 1 p.m. Saturday from SU Student Association Field at Seth Grove Stadium. Joining us to discuss how the spring schedule has gone thus far are defensive lineman Mark Kahlil Smith and wide receiver Trevor Harman. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
First question I want to ask you both is this. Talk a little bit about really the value of the spring season. Being a football player is a year-round process, and there's its peaks and valleys throughout the entire ordeal. But in the spring, tell us about what makes really the spring season unique, really that in-between sort of season.
It's really nice having that break after winter conditioning and all that. We have to wake up at 5:30 in the morning to go run with Sarge, and he beats us up a little bit. And then afterward, later in the day, we actually have to go lift on top of classes. It's really nice getting out there and being able to practice and not run in the morning anymore. And we still have to lift, but it's only 3 days a week, not 4 now. So we still have to go to class, obviously, but it's really nice having a spring game.
And Kahlil, at the same time, I imagine it's a nice sort of a continuation from simply lifting to going out and having instruction, having drills.
Yeah, like it's good. It's good to just get the pads on instead of repetitively every morning, or not every morning, twice a week, running in the morning, just running. Once we get the pads on, it's a lot more to it. It's a lot more fun, and it gives our walk-ons and stuff a chance to show what they got, what they have, and how they can contribute to the team.
At this time last year, it was a case where it was a new coaching staff coming into place, not entirely new, but in certain roles and capacities, obviously, some new playbooks, making some adjustments. A year removed from that, talk about this spring, what you've been able to do, continuing to make adjustments, reinforcing everything that's being taught by the coaching staff.
We're still running the same exact plays that we ran last season and last spring. Just now we're kind of taking off the training wheels a little bit, and if you have to block a linebacker, you have to do this now. It's not just, hey, you go up and stand with him and make sure that he's blocked. It's, hey, you really got to drive him now, and then they're putting more pressure on us to do well and do the right play.
Now, Kahlil, from a defensive standpoint, maybe not as much in terms of changes of plays and execution, but I know you all talked really about the intensity at which you work. You had a great finish to the season. I imagine trying to maintain that intensity and doing what you can out in drills.
Yeah, defensively, we try to keep that intensity, and the offense gives us a great look. They're really preparing us for the upcoming season, and they're working us, because we have to stay on top of it and to prevent big plays with them. They're very explosive, so they're keeping us on top of our game.
Now we're probably 12, 13 practices here into the spring. With a couple left to go, talk about what your impressions have been, positive, negative, or what have you, about how the spring has transpired this far.
Yeah, I think it's been going amazingly. The walk-ons are really picking this up well. The offense is very complicated. We go a no huddle Oregon style kind of offense, and we go all hand signals. There's no speaking involved. So for the walk-ons to be able to pick this up well is a big thing.
Now, talk about it, too, on the defensive mindset of it, getting out and being able to – you've talked about the offense really helping the defense really bring out its intensity. Talk about that, Kahlil.
Yeah, well, the offense is giving us a great look, and I feel as though we're giving them a great look. We're getting after it. We're going at each other. It's a constant battle. One day, the defense will dominate, and then the next, the offense will dominate. Like, we're just basically getting after it, giving each other the best looks we can.
Now, at the same time, with spring about to be wrapping up, my last question for you is this, is you have 4 grueling weeks of practice leading up to the spring game. Sort of like it seems that the spring game is an opportunity to go out and let loose a little bit, have some fun amongst your teammates. It's still obviously a business and the execution of the spring game, but talk about being able to finish practice on a competitive note but having a little bit of fun at the same time.
The first 2 weeks, they're very rough. We go practice on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and then we have a scrimmage Saturday. Those first 2 weeks, we install a ton of information and a ton of plays, and then the last 2 weeks, we kind of refine everything, and what we do well, we keep, and what we don't do well, we throw out. And this last week now, we just practice on Tuesday and Thursday, and then on Friday, it's an easier day, just helmets. It's only about an hour and a half long, and then coaches make sure, hey, are you okay? Like, are you rested? And then they make sure we get our rest, and then it's game time, trying to have some fun on Saturday.
Kahlil?
We're ready for Saturday. We've been practicing for 4 weeks now, and we're ready to get into a game type environment and show everybody what we could do.
Best of luck. Have fun on Saturday most of all, and congratulations on completing the spring. It's sort of a long 4 weeks, I know, but good work there, and thank you very much for joining us today. We want to thank Mark Kahlil Smith and Trevor Harman for joining us here in the studio, and reminding everybody really that Saturday at 1 p.m. you can see the Red Raiders in action from SU Student Association Field at Seth Grove Stadium. That'll wrap up another edition of the Ship Sports Report, and for more information on all 20 of Shippensburg University's intercollegiate athletic teams, please visit us on the internet at www.shipraiders.com. Have a good one.